Alright guys, what we've got here is a 2015 pre-DPF 200 Series Landcruiser. The customer's brought it to us wanting power upgrades as well as some upgrades for his outback touring. So what we've done, we've fitted a Patrol Doctor airbox which adapts perfectly to the Safari RMAX snorkel, the straight to harness Uni-X D8D combination to tune it up, and a full turbo back exhaust as well. Alright, so we've set the car up on the dyno now, so what we're going to do is we're going to custom live tune it. We've taken control of all the engine tune parameters using the Uni-X. We'll closely monitor things like AFRs, boost pressure, throttle. We spend a fair bit of time setting it up correctly, making sure that all the voltage is correct, and from there we carry out the live tuning process and we tune the vehicle in real time live on the dyno. Once I've set the car up and I'm happy with the tunes, I then obviously make sure that the map select switch itself is working correctly. So starting at map 1, I make sure that I get the correct power and torque as well as the AFR and the boost figures I'm chasing, and work my way down through the maps, specifically creating the maps around the customer's request. Okay guys, so I just finished tuning up this 200 series. The customer's gone for a 5 map select option for his specific maps for his driving style. So what you can see, the blue line here is standard. Started off at 119 kilowatts and about 540 Newton meters. Now this is measured at all 4 wheels. In the high power map, we got it to 168.8 kilowatts, 760 Newton meters, so a really big increase, 200 Newton meters of torque, around about 50 kilowatts as well. We've put a towing map into it, a bit more of a flatter torque curve for his towing, as well as an economy map, which is great for start-stop city driving. And then the final map is a 4x4 map, same power, same torque as the high power map, just with a really doughy throttle, so you've got a lot more throttle control if you're on some loose gravel surfaces or anything like that. Okay, so on a early model 200 series, they come factory with 2 batteries, both located at the front. The batteries aren't isolated in any way, so they draw power off both the batteries as they start up, everything like that. So what we've done is we've isolated a secondary battery by putting in a smart isolator, meaning that when the vehicle starts, the alternator will charge both the batteries. When you turn the vehicle off, it isolates that second battery, so you can run your accessories with the car off. The worst thing that's going to happen is it'll flatten that second battery. Customers requested a 240 volt inverter in the back of it so that he can run a kettle or anything like that when he's out camping. So like I mentioned, we've isolated this battery. From here we've put in a circuit breaker, a resettable circuit breaker, run the cabling through to the back of the car where the customers requested the inverter to be located. Okay, so what we've done, we've run a power and earth cable from the front of the car to the back for the inverter. Now what the customer's requested is he wanted a way to plug it in and unplug it so he can remove it, and he'll be having a extended camping table over here, so he wants to be able to locate it on the table, run his run whatever it is he wants to run, and then unplug it. So what I've done is I've used an Anderson style plug so that it can be simply plugged in. From here it'll power up. It's got a single power point on it, good for a kettle, good for a toasty maker. From there you can switch it off and pack it away. Okay, so we finished tuning up this 200 series. Of course, the last thing we're going to do on it is take it out on the road, make sure that it drives well. We'll check it in all maps, check it for throttle response, make sure that the customer's going to be happy with it. All right, so one of the first things you'll notice and that I look for once we finish tuning a car is obviously the throttle response and getting rid of that turbo lag that everyone complains about. So in this case, we've sharpened the throttle up in the high power map, so it's a lot more responsive. Then not only do you feel a lot more power and torque down low, you've got it across the entire rev range as well, so it pulls right through to the top end. From there, grab the map select switch, check the other maps, make sure we don't have any issues, that the throttle feels good, that the 4x4 map has less throttle response, you know, as per the customer's request. And of course, this vehicle having a standard map in map 5 gives us a good indication of the difference in feel between the standard and the tuned up maps. One of the great things about the 200 series with the Uni-X fitted to it with a custom live dyno tune is how explosive the torque becomes. Just as soon as you get on the throttle, the car just wants to take off from underneath you, and like I said earlier in the road test, it just continues to pull right through the rev range. So we get nothing but great reviews about the Uni-X and the functions it has on all the 200 series that we do. Right guys, thanks for watching the review on the install and all the extras we can do here at Unichip Australia. If you have any questions or want me to cover anything else in future videos, shoot us a message and let us know.